Uzma Aksar is a PCC executive and leadership coach, neurodiversity consultant, certified autism specialist, international speaker, advocate, and the founder of Uzma Aksar Coaching and Consulting, UACC. As a dedicated mother who turned her journey with her son, who is on the autism spectrum, into a mission, Uzma founded the Uzma Aksar Coaching and Consulting to revolutionize support for neurodivergent individuals. Her expertise spans personalized coaching, transformative CPD courses, and groundbreaking initiatives like Bridging the Gap and Motherhood on the Spectrum. She is fiercely committed to creating neuro-inclusive environments where every small step ignites profound growth and potential. Welcome, Uzma. Come forth. Let's give her a hand.
Thank you so much for having me here. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Tarita. Yep, it's working. Thank you. Have you ever heard and felt emotionally drained, living in a constant state of fight or flight? That's a reality of many parents, the daily reality of many parents, and carers of neurodivergent children. As one of those parents, I can tell you firsthand how exhausting it is, mentally, physically, and emotionally. My 15-year-old son is neurodivergent, navigating the challenges of teenage years alongside his autism. These challenges don't magically disappear with age. They actually do evolve. Yet the support system often diminishes when they need it the most. We talk so much about early intervention, pooling resources, and creating a multidisciplinary team for young children. But what happens to those children when they grow up to become adults? Why does this support system fade away? When they enter adulthood, you see this fading away on a daily basis, facing new challenges like employment, relationships, job opportunities, independence. This gap leaves families scrambling to find some resources and professional support. Parents often hear dismissive remarks like, well, he doesn't look autistic, or others need more help than he does. These comments just don't help. Comments like these leave parents emotionally broken. I had this comment once when I took him to a park, and the lady, it was a park free for children who were neurodivergent, and I asked her, can I have a ticket? And she said, well, he doesn't look autistic, so no, can you please pay for it? According to CDC, autism affects approximately 1 in 36 children in the US, representing millions of families navigating a complex path. Studies show that parents of autistic children experience significantly higher stress and psychological distress compared to parents of neurotypical children. We pour our heart, our time, our energy and resources into helping our children become independent, But without adequate support systems, this hope becomes a struggle for many. Let me share my son's story. From a very young age, he was fascinated by machinery. He loved everything to do with vacuum cleaners, washing machines, wheels, something that was moving. He loved computers. He loved the sound of vacuum cleaners and the machinery, and he would often just play with the same toys all day long. He had multiple vacuum cleaners actually. And every time he would open up the vacuum cleaner, he would never panic. He would say, "They'll have fix it, they'll have fix it." And this was around the age of 2. So he was always fascinated about the inside of a machinery or a vacuum cleaner or a computer. I saw that deep interest and passion he had for this. And throughout this homeschooling years, we have been supporting him and encouraging him to do what he loves. By the age of 11, he wanted to build his own PC. So we encouraged him to save up, to do his research, to look into what parts need to go into building this PC, and he did that. With great success, he built his own PC. And that's him there, fixing the parts, putting them all in. And funnily enough, he was watching YouTube videos to learn how to do it. And he was watching these YouTube videos that were in a different language, but still figured out that this is what needs to be going into the PC to make it work. Yet when neurodivergent individuals like him, they pursue careers aligned with their talents, barriers like traditional interview techniques and processes come in the way. The lack of eye contact, the executive functioning skills, these challenges overshadow their skills and potential. This brings me to workplace inclusion, a critical area where change is desperately needed. Inclusive hiring practices are essential. Adapting interviews to accommodate different communication styles and focusing on skills rather than social norms are crucial. Companies like Microsoft, SAP, Ernst & Young, and JP Chase have shown that embracing neurodiversity leads to innovation and success. Flexible work arrangements and sensory-friendly places aren't luxuries. They're necessities that reduce stress and improve productivity. Creating inclusive workplaces isn't easy. It requires training leadership teams, addressing biases, and building structured communities and practicing communication skills. But the benefits are immense. There will be improved company culture, employee satisfaction, and retention rates. Neurodiversity isn't just about acceptance. It's about celebrating those unique perspectives that drive creativity and resilience. As a mother and an advocate, I urge you to be part of this. Let's build a world where neurodiversity is valued, where every individual has the opportunity to thrive and contribute their brilliance in their own way. This is essential. We have to do this to support our individuals, not just during childhood, but as they transition into adulthood and beyond. So let's start. Let's start with the inclusive hiring practices. The process must evolve to recognize and mitigate unconscious biases, adapt interview techniques and really accommodate different communication styles and focus on skills rather than social norms. My son, for example, he's brilliant with computers, but struggles with his day-to-day executive functioning skills. In a traditional interview, these challenges might overshadow his talents. But imagine if the interviewer focused on his skills instead of his surface level issues. A Accommodations like this can transform opportunities for neurodivergent children. Closing doors on them at this stage would be a disservice, not just to them, but to society as a whole. I don't want to stand here and paint a doom and gloom, picture today, because progress is happening, and I see that firsthand. As a neurodiversity consultant and leadership consultant, I've witnessed leadership teams making a difference. They want to contribute to this change, and they want things to improve. One story in particular that stands out for me was really a story where I conducted training just before Christmas, and it was a manager who shifted his mindset during training from preconceived notions about neurodiversity to empathy and acceptance. And that was a great story that stuck to me for me to now share it here. He was open, he was honest during a training session that I conducted, sharing that everything comes down to the mindset. Initially, he admitted he was approaching neurodiversity from a narrow perspective, which reflected in how he communicated with his team. As we delve deeper into topics like empathy, biases, and shifting our mindset towards acceptance, not only did his relationship with the neurodivergent employee change, but also by demonstrating that inclusion matters, there was a complete shift in the entire team. And this is a true story on inclusive leadership and a very heartwarming story. When workplaces embrace neurodiversity, the benefits extend far beyond individual employees. We see increased innovation, improved company culture, and enhanced reputations as inclusive employees and employers. Just like diverse ecosystems thrive, neurodiverse workplaces drive creativity and resilience. Creating inclusive workplaces does come with challenges, like communication barriers or misunderstandings about accommodations, but these can be overcome through comprehensive training, open dialogue, and flexibility. The key here is empathy and understanding. By investing in accommodations and inclusive practices, we're not just retaining talent, we are encouraging opportunities. Just imagine a workplace where everyone feels valued, supported and empowered to bring their best selves to work every single day. This isn't just a dream. It's an achievable thing to happen if we all pool our resources together and work together in doing this. Research from Birkbeck University of London shows that employees are 50% less likely to leave their jobs when accommodations are made. That's huge, 50%. And sometimes accommodations cost nothing. It could be the simple, the light might be too bright, okay, let's dim the light. It could be, the environment is too noisy, let's provide noise-cancelling headsets. There might be a certain smell that triggers an individual, okay, let's shift the office to the other side of the building. Tiny accommodations can change so much. Flexible work arrangements, sensory-friendly spaces, and clear communication protocols aren't luxuries. They're necessities that reduce stress and boost job satisfaction. These adjustments strengthen teams. We've already seen success stories from companies leading the way. So here I have a few examples. I'd like to share this today with you. We have Microsoft's Autism hiring program. This program focuses on skills-based assessments rather than traditional interview techniques. And this really unlocks potential and strengthens the attention to detail in creating problem solving. And then we have SAP's Autism at Work initiative. And they've hired over 200 neurodivergent employees. We have Ernst & Young's Neurodiversity Center of Excellence drive innovation in fields like cybersecurity. And then we have JP Morgan Chase, and they've hired 300 neurodivergent employees through its Autism at Work program, praising their accuracy and efficiency. These companies demonstrate what's possible when neurodiversity is embraced as a strength. The message here is clear. Investing in accommodations and inclusive practices retains talent. Of course, creating inclusive workplaces comes with challenges too. Communication barriers, misunderstandings, about certain accommodations, and managing diverse working styles. But these are surmountable with comprehensive training for leadership, open dialogue, and flexibility. So for example, during leadership training sessions I've conducted, I've seen managers shift their mindsets from preconceived notions to empathy and acceptance. This change has improved relationships within teams. As we move forward, meaningful steps are essential. What can we do? Prioritize neurodiversity trainings, as I've mentioned, at all organizational levels. Offer tailored accommodations and support systems. Build structured communication practices for easy collaboration. And then create specialized career pathways that empower neurodivergent employees to succeed. By doing this, we're not just ticking boxes. We're building environments where people feel valued and understood. Growing with autism doesn't stop at childhood. It's a lifelong journey requiring ongoing support. With empathy and understanding, we can make a profound difference in the lives of neurodivergent individuals and really create those true workplaces where everyone matters. I would like to share an analogy here, and it was a book I recently read, and it was written by a neurodivergent individual, and he compared inclusion to a cactus. So my question here to you is, where do you think this cactus would survive? Where do you think this cactus would survive? In hot climate or cold climate?
Hot.
Hot, right? Hot. But imagine now we take that cactus and we put it in a garden in the UK. And I say the UK deliberately because our summers are like winters. Would that cactus survive in the UK? Yes or no? Hands up, yes. Would it survive in the UK? It wouldn't, right? But imagine if we place certain accommodations for that cactus. Do you think it would survive? Yeah. So just like that cactus, let's think about our children that are now going to become adults, and it goes very fast. I spoke to a lady during lunch, and she said, she's sitting here in the audience, and she mentioned her son is 16. And she didn't realize how quick this time's gone. So we might be thinking about, early intervention, which obviously is important, but let's not forget to think about teenage years, the young adults. What are they going to do when they grow up? What's going to happen to them? They're talented. Let's support them. Let's create pathways to help them. It's really important that we nurture and support individuals who may see and experience the world differently to us, and give them energy and opportunity to thrive. We do need to see neurodiversity from a different lens and understand that individuals living with challenges on a daily basis are struggling, but if we support them, they'll be just fine. They feel reassured that they receive the right support. They'll feel confident. They'll trust you. They'll accept the support that you're offering. But let's do that. Let's take that first step. I spoke earlier to a doctor who was presenting, and I mentioned my son's struggles, and he is currently struggling. I mean, we have, as autistic, children, as parents neurodivergent children, we go through a journey, and every phase of life is different. And he's going through different challenges now, which are more physical. But what are we doing? What are we doing to help him with his OCD? What are we doing to help him with his gut challenges? We're supporting him, we're encouraging him, we're reassuring him. And this is what really matters. And let's be, thank you. Let's be that individual, let's be that, let's create that support system. It's so important. I just want to take my time out to thank you. I'm ahead of time. Thank you for taking your time and listening to me. And I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to ICAN and to all of you here to listen, who have come to listen to me today. And if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. Thank you so much.